Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Cozy Rainbow Podcast. My name is Tammy, but my students know me as Miss Haddad.
My name is Joe, and I don't know who Jack is.
And today we are talking all about jack-o'-lanterns. So fear not, Joe. I'm actually going to tell you who Jack is,
He's a real guy.
in a way. So let's go ahead and hop into these trivia questions, Joe. We'll see how much you know about these jack-o'-lanterns. Obviously not much if you don't know who Jack is. Yikes.
How many people do know who Jack is?
Question number 1. Multiple choice. How long does it take to grow a pumpkin? A, 1 month. B, 2 weeks. C, 2 months. Or D, 6 months.
Most of the time when you talk about crops, it's all about the seasons and stuff, but who knows?
In Animal Crossing, it takes 3 days to grow a pumpkin.
Well, maybe.
Based on that,
Yeah, I don't know. 6 months? They're pretty big. Surely that takes a while to grow.
all right, next question. Number 2. The nickname jack-o'-lantern comes from an old Irish tale about a man named A, Spooky Jack, B, Lightning Jack, C, Stingy Jack, or D, Halloween Jack.
Well, I don't think it's Halloween Jack.
He's scratching his head,
I don't know.
activating the brain, the noggin power.
When was this story told? Am I allowed to know that yet?
No.
Oh boy.
Well, all I can tell you is from the question. It comes from an old Irish tale. You want to phone a friend? Just kidding. That'd be fun though.
Well, one more time. What were they?
Spooky Jack, Lightning Jack, Stingy Jack, or Halloween Jack. But it's not Halloween Jack, so it's Spooky, Lightning, or Stingy.
I don't know. All those seem like pretty reasonable nicknames except for Halloween. I'll say Stingy.
Okay, great. Stingy Jack. And number 3. How much does the largest pumpkin ever weigh? You got A, 2,700 pounds. B, 1,200 pounds. C, 3,000 pounds. Or D, 500 pounds.
Well, I don't think the world's largest pumpkin is reasonably liftable by
Do you think you could lift the world's largest pumpkin?
no.
No, judging by the answers, because I don't even think you could lift 500 pounds by yourself, and that's the lowest. So,
But I don't think like a reasonable family would be. Well, point is, 500 seems a little too light. 3,000 seems unreasonable.
Okay. I like this.
So that leaves us with two relatively reasonable numbers.
2,700 or 1,200.
I'm going to assume that this is something that you can put into like a trailer sort of thing, a little flatbed trailer, and drive around and show it off as you would want to do with the world's largest pumpkin.
Right.
But it's also impressively large, so I'm going to say
700.
2,700.
Nice. Nice. Okay, before we give all the juicy answers to these trivia questions and more interesting facts about jack-o'-lanterns and pumpkins, please hold for this quick message from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon Music. Amazon Music is providing listeners of Cozy Rainbow Podcast with 3 months of unlimited streaming for free. To listen to all of your favorite podcasts and music without ads, visit getamazonmusic.com/cozyrainbow. Once again, visit getamazonmusic.com/cozyrainbow to claim this exclusive offer.
The nickname jack-o'-lantern comes from an old Irish tale about a man named Stingy Jack.
A
Hey.
real Ebenezer Scrooge, this one.
Yes. In the legend, Stingy Jack was doomed to wander around holding a lantern forever.
I see.
Then In Ireland, the spooky story inspired people to carve their turnips.
How did that change? What? Turnips are all small and easy to work with, probably. I don't know.
I
I've
don't
never
know.
made a jack-o'-lantern out
I've
of a turnip before.
You could make a turnip lantern and call it a jack-o'-lantern. I bet that would still count. Because jack-o'-lantern said nothing about pumpkins. But I'll tell you why we use pumpkins. Turnips turned into pumpkins in the United States of America because pumpkins were more readily available. I
Mm.
think I read somewhere that pumpkins grow like a weed. I saw a TikTok video one time where this guy, he like just sprinkled pumpkin seeds around his neighborhood, his old neighborhood. And he was like, "Do you think a pumpkin patch is going to grow?" Honestly, I never followed up with a video. In New England, which, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, New England is old America, like that little, like the 7 colonies type of area. So in New England, some mischievous kids would carve faces into pumpkins, light them up like a lantern, and then spook people with them, specifically farmers. The prank was called the jack-o'-lantern trick. So you better watch out, otherwise I'm going to jack-o'-lantern trick you, Joe.
Man, back in the old days, standards for scary things were a lot more pedestrian.
Right. So to grow a pumpkin, it takes anywhere between 90 and 120 days.
And a month is 30 days. You take 90 to 120 days, divide it by 30, you find that it's 3 or 4 months.
So to grow a pumpkin, it can take anywhere between 90 and 120 days. Thank you for that genius math conversion, Joe. College is really paying off. Pumpkinmasters.com has hosted 36 years of annual pumpkin carving contests. And guess how much their cash prize is for the grand prize? Pumpkinmasters.com.
Oh boy, these niche art competitions, you really can never tell.
How much would you pay?
When I say niche art competitions, I'm thinking like sandcastles and ice sculptures. And those are like, have you ever seen one?
You keep up on sandcastle contests?
No, but boy, have I seen some good ones. I can only imagine what people can do with pumpkins.
$5,000. Pumpkinmasters.com has hosted 36 years of annual pumpkin carving contests, offering a $5,000 grand prize this year. So I'm sure they didn't start off with offering $5,000 grand prizes, but like, it's pretty cool. Another long-running pumpkin carving contest from the internet is extremepumpkins.com. Extremepumpkins.com. The 2020 winner is an intricately carved pumpkin picking his nose. So you can visit extremepumpkins.com if you'd like to see that. The Extreme Pumpkins carving contest has been running since 2004. So to carve a pumpkin, the first step is picking out the perfect pumpkin. Then you use a knife to cut off the crown of the pumpkin, which is the top of the pumpkin. And you scoop out all the pumpkin guts, also known as the pumpkin seeds and the goop inside.
The technical term, pumpkin goop.
Pumpkin goop. Ask any scientist. So then you draw the design that you wish to carve on the front of the pumpkin with a marker. This is an important step. You don't want to skip it because then you'll just be going in there with the pumpkin carving knife and it could get messy. So make sure you draw it using a marker.
Unless you want to be all avant-garde about your jack-o'-lantern.
Right. Yes. If you want to make your carved pumpkin into a jack-o'-lantern, because there is a difference between a carved pumpkin and a jack-o'-lantern, although for the purposes of this episode, I am reporting on both. You need to put a tea light inside and then replace the crown of the pumpkin. So the piece you cut off the top, you got to put it back on. A tea light, you could get like a real tiny little candle. Tea candles are just like really small. Or I would probably get a fake one because I'd somehow be worried that I would set my pumpkin on fire. So
Well, lanterning is an important part of a jack-o'-lantern's purpose.
So now we're getting to the real good stuff. The world's largest pumpkin.
Oh boy.
The world's largest pumpkin was grown by an Italian farmer. The pumpkin weighed 1,226 kilograms.
Mm.
Mmm.
Kilograms.
Kilograms. You want me to tell you in pounds?
You have the conversion all ready
Oh,
up?
yeah. No. I only wrote kilograms because the only two, it's just the UK.
Well, it's from Italy. Like, they
yeah.
use kilograms.
Italy wouldn't have weighed it in pounds.
And we've got an international viewer base to worry about.
Exactly. So to all my friends in India and Australia, it's in kilograms. And Italy, but yeah. Okay. Anyway, in pounds, that would be 2,702 pounds. 2,700 pounds.
2,700 pounds.
Uh-huh. The pumpkin is as heavy as a car or 17 and a half Joes.
Yeah, you can do the math now and figure out my weight, I guess.
It says 17 and a half adult men. I don't know how much you weigh, Joe. Since you're so short, it's like probably not.
As as all the viewers know of me is a voice, you can make of that comment what you will.
Okay, yeah. So, huge pumpkin as big as a car in Italy. The pumpkin was weighed and entered in the, oh God, this is in Italian, Campionato della Zuccone Pumpkin Festival in 2021. So it's a pretty recent thing. Yeah? Yes? One judge of the contest remarked that she shivered and felt emotional the first time she saw the enormous pumpkin. Now, I don't know about you, but I would definitely cry if I saw a pumpkin that large.
I'd be terrified of a pumpkin that large.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Sometimes your carving knife doesn't even like stay straight when you're working on a regular sized pumpkin. What kind of hacksaw do they gotta pull out?
They did not carve it. They did not carve. This is, okay, there's actually a separate record for the largest jack-o'-lantern. So this pumpkin was not carved, although, just for a minute, I would like for you to imagine that you are, like, what if somebody decided to get that pumpkin, like a mischievous teenager on Halloween, and do the old jack-o'-lantern trick with it? I would be scared.
I'd be very impressed at the teenager's commitment to moving that pumpkin.
She shivered and felt emotional. The previous record-holding pumpkin was by a Belgian farmer with a pumpkin that weighed 2,625 pounds or almost 1,200 kilograms. So, like, almost 100 pounds bigger? Not even, more like 80. Okay. The Italian farmer, his last name is Catruppi. So Catruppi gave this advice about growing a large pumpkin. So to all of my striving pumpkin farming large jack-o'-lantern connoisseurs, here it is from the champion himself. There are no secrets. As in any other field, it's about pursuing the goal with a method and perseverance. Do you feel inspired?
I can see the man impassioned, roaring this to the heavens. I am inspired.
Yeah, great. So funny enough, as you mentioned earlier, there's a separate record for the largest jack-o'-lantern or a carved pumpkin. The largest jack-o'-lantern weighed 2,350 pounds and was grown in the United States of America. The carving design was inspired by the popular documentary Tiger King. Let's go ahead and revisit those trivia questions. Joe, how long does it take to grow a pumpkin?
3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months. Excellent. Number 2, the nickname jack-o'-lantern comes from an old Irish tale about a man named
Stingy Jack.
Stingy Jack. And number 3, how much does the largest pumpkin ever weigh?
Pounds or kilograms?
In pounds. So A is 2,700 pounds.
Well, yeah, that one.
That one. Thank you. Yes. Okay. So it weighs 2,700 pounds. This week's creative challenge is to send in a picture of your pumpkin carving or send us a drawing of your pumpkin carving idea, because I know not everybody wants to scoop out pumpkin guts. I never did, but I think it's fun to draw a jack-o'-lantern. So either way, picture or a drawing, send us your jack-o'-lantern or pumpkin carving this Halloween season. If you're under the age of 13, please have an adult send in your submission. You can send your submissions to our email address, cozyrainbownv@gmail.com. If you're interested in having some classroom resources for this episode, please visit our Teachers Pay Teachers store. You can find us on Instagram at cozyrainbownv. And lastly, if you would like to leave us a rating, a 5-star rating, and a review, it would really help our show out. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Okay, Joe just made a nice comment off the recording, but if you want to make a turnip lantern, that's cool too. If you want to do a carved lemon, sure, whatever. Go nuts, guys.
We emphasize the creative part of our creative challenges.
Uh-huh. Can't wait to see them. An avocado lantern?
I don't like to eat them, but they're fun to look
You
at.
might as well carve it if you don't like to eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.